Hey guys, I'm Tara. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to be healthy naturally. I feel like we do live in a world of quick fixes, so learning how to live a healthy lifestyle in a natural way is really important. So today I have 10 tips for you guys to help you to live a healthier and more natural life. Before we get into the tips, please remember that health isn't a one size fits all kind of thing. It's really a broad term, so health can look different for each person. A super simple example that highlights this is thinking about a food like nuts, which are often labeled as healthy, but they wouldn't be healthy for someone with a nut allergy, right? I know this is extreme, but it's a good reminder that just because something works for me doesn't mean it's going to be right for you. And the tips today are going to be relatively general, so they can be applied to most people, but I think this is still a good reminder. Always assess what's best for your unique needs, whether that's consulting with your doctor, tuning into your intuition, or simply building a deeper connection with your body, which we did in last week's yoga practice. So, for those who practice with me, I hope you enjoyed the somatic series. But yeah, let's get on to the 10 tips to help you to be healthy naturally. The first tip I have for you is to add resistance training into your fitness routine. And for this tip, I could have said to simply just exercise, but I thought that was kind of general and a little too boring. And honestly, resistance training offers so many benefits for your physical body that I thought it would be really great to mention. So much so that the CDC recommends that adults perform muscle strengthening activities 2 or more days per week. This is because muscle mass unfortunately decreases as we age. I know aging is tough, but there have been multiple studies that have shown that resistance training can increase muscle mass. And doing resistance training doesn't mean that you need to train to get big muscles. It's really about maintaining and improving muscle mass, which is extremely beneficial in keeping our quality of life nice and high as we do inevitably age. Resistance training also helps improve bone density and reduce bone loss. This is especially important for women because women are at risk for significant bone loss during and after going through menopause. I know it's not fun to think about, but there are things that we can do to make this better, and one of those things is resistance training. Also, if you guys want, I can start creating more resistance training, weight training content because my basement is now finished, so I have my mini gym down there. I had it before, but I didn't really film because you didn't really want to see it. It would have been me like working out with like a bunch of storage behind me, but now it's pretty and camera ready. So if you want more content on this, let me know and I can create that for you guys. Okay, on to the second tip. Choose foods that are close to their natural form. I know I mentioned this tip in my clean eating video, but it is so important that I wanted to mention it again today. So, when possible, choose minimally processed foods. This means eating foods that are closest to their natural state and limiting foods that have a lot of additives in them. And we're going to leave it at this today, keeping it simple because this is a whole topic in itself. I'll link that clean eating video below if you want to learn more about this. Tip number 3 is to research the products that you're putting on your body or that you're breathing in. So think about the products that you put on your body, like your lotions, sunscreens, deodorant, the shampoo you're using. These things are being absorbed by your skin, at least to a certain degree, and this means that it's important to know what ingredients are being used in your products. This also goes for things like cleaning supplies. While hopefully these aren't really coming in contact with your skin, you're still breathing them in to some degree when you use them. I research pretty much like every product that I buy, maybe not everyone, but most of them. And I do this using the EWG database to check products. It's totally free and it's a great source that makes it easy to understand which products are better than others for your health. So I'll link that source for you guys down below so you could check it out if it's new to you. I could also make more content on what I use because I have done a ton of research on the products that I do use, that I have in my home, that I use on my skin. So let me know if that's of interest. Tip number 4 is to remember that perfection isn't the goal. It's impossible to be perfect, so just make informed decisions and then just do your best. As someone who has OCD, this isn't always easy, but it's important to remember. A perfect example of this is the coffee debate. Is it good for you? Is it bad for you? When things are really two-sided, I like to kind of just take a moment and ask myself how I feel with them. How do I feel when I drink coffee? Am I jittery and anxious, or do I feel great after having it with no side effects later in the day? Am I drinking 5 cups to get me through the day, or am I just having 1 cup in the morning that I enjoy with my husband? That last one is me, so I choose to enjoy my coffee. Things are rarely straightforward, so don't let it stress you out. Learn what you can to make informed decisions, and then just be curious about how you feel and use that to guide you. Tip number 5 is to find movement throughout the day. If you're pretty active during your day, then don't worry about this tip. If you have a sedentary job or you're sitting for most of the day, try to incorporate some movement beyond your workout time, right? Because while having your workout time in the morning or the evening is important, if you sit for hours on end, this is tough on your body. So even a quick 5-minute walk or just 5 minutes to move around can help break up the pattern of sitting for hours on end. I know this one can be tough depending on your job, but just do what you can. Tip number 6 is to remember that your health is more than just your physical body. If you're aiming to be healthy naturally, you have to remember that your health is much more than just your physical body, right? We talk about this all the time. This is what it means to approach health holistically. You need to remember to also nourish your mind and your spirit. This could be meditation, getting out in nature. Really, this is just going to be personal to you. So don't forget that you are more than a body. Tip number 7 is to make water your primary drink. Okay, so I think this tip was also in my clean eating video, and I really wanted to come up with new tips for this video, but I also wanted to cover the bases. Also, I kind of think it's a good reminder that being healthy doesn't need to be super complicated. So if you're someone that normally goes for something like a soda or a sweetened tea as your drink of choice, try to switch that over to water. The point of drinking a fluid is to keep you hydrated, so water should really be your drink of choice. It's not that you can't enjoy other beverages, but make water your primary go-to. Tip number 8 is to get enough sleep. We so often remember diet and exercise when it comes to how to be healthy naturally, and we forget about sleep health. Sleep is an important part of living a healthy lifestyle. Adults should be getting at least 7 hours of sleep per night, so don't forget about your sleep health. Tip number 9 is to be aware of where your food comes from. So be aware of where your food comes from and try to incorporate this into your decision making when it comes to what food you purchase. So these questions might look something like, what type of farm is this food from? What do they use on their plants? What do they feed their animals? What condition are the animals living in? Where is the food coming from? Is it local? Not that you have to eat local all the time, but it is great to increase the amount of local foods in your diet. These are all good things to think about when working to be healthy naturally. And our last tip is don't take life too seriously. As adults, we often feel the weight of life's responsibilities and we forget to allow time for ourselves to connect with our playful side. Allowing your inner child to come out from time to time can be extremely revitalizing. So just let yourself sometimes be a little more free and playful. That kind of goes into remembering that you're not just your physical body, because you could do all the things to take care of your physical health, but if your mind and your spirit aren't feeling good from a health standpoint, you're probably not going to feel very healthy overall. So we have to incorporate all 3 parts of our being: body, mind, and soul. Okay, so those are your 10 tips on how to be healthy naturally. I hope they helped you guys. If you do want more guidance on mind, body, soul kind of stuff, check out my Patreon, because we do go through a topic each month to really just help us grow from a spiritual standpoint. But we're also looking at the mind as we practice meditation, and we're looking at the physical body as we practice yoga. So it's a really good place to kind of help guide you on a more holistic journey. So I'll link that down below if you want to check that out. Otherwise, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please join this community and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.